Hello, welcome to FreeFX. Today is Christmas Eve, 24th of December 2022. Just a video without myself in it today, just to kind of wrap up things for the year. We only got a few days left to the end of the year, and next week is a short week. Obviously, it's Christmas weekend, Boxing Day on the 26th, and then a short week to the end of year. And there's not really much happening, really quite a short video to say that I've taken some trades this week. So what happened was I was holding short from about 3,700, so just below this screen. Let's put it to about here. And so I was coming close to break even. And what happened was I actually went long. So I'll just give you the 4 hour there to show you. So I was going long here and didn't quite know that the platform would allow me to hedge, so go long and short at the same time. So I tried it and it basically cancelled my short position and went long, which is fine because then I closed it to the top and then I went short again and closed it near the bottom here, about just above 3,800, and it just dipped a bit lower and then popped back up. So I kind of stopped there for the week and decided on Friday not to take any trades, and that was pretty much me done for the week and the year. Account wise, I'm back to kind of where I was in February. I had a really good run. Went from about 40 something pounds to about 400 something pounds, which is a really good run. But then October I sort of held short in a rally, and that sort of was I didn't manage it well, and I could have really come out on top, but just kind of got margin call. So essentially, it's kind of gone back to nearly the end, the start that I had in February. So fortunately, it's kind of undone many good months of work. But that's kind of how trading goes sometimes. You kind of take it, understand what the issue was. So I was managing that short position in a drawdown and just kind of not cutting the losses earlier. Or at least part of the losses. So essentially, I'd sort of slightly over leveraged and didn't react quickly enough to the kind of move against me. So I've learned quite a bit from that actually. So because it sort of happened before, but I managed it really badly before, and it was managed better this time, but could be even better. So each time this happens, which is not very often, the last time it happened was 2016, and then it happened towards the end of 2020. And so basically that was the other time, and so essentially that's the learning lesson for this year, is to manage risk. When I say better, it's very specific to the platform you're using, specific to the instrument you're trading, understanding the leverage you're using, and so many things. So it's never a sort of moment of tragic, etc. Plus, it was the money that I set aside to trade, so it's not like I put more money into it. I was just kind of rebuilding from where I left before, so that money is basically kind of the same money, pot of money, so it's not really I've put in more money and lost it. So I'm quite happy with that idea, that you kind of rebuild your losses and don't sort of pour in any more money until you've rebalanced the books with what you lost and kind of earned it back, and then you sort of earn yourself maybe on profits. You can take out some profits, and that's kind of how you pay yourself. In terms of the actual, so that's kind of my honesty play here, and just not wanting to put any sort of thoughts out there that I'm kind of invincible, or that my trading channel is just made of analysis, not actually having skin in the game, or that I've sort of found a nirvana, because I had a really good year from February till October in terms of profits, but maybe some of my risk management occasionally, because of the way we had a sort of very strong rallies, especially that one there. That was a really difficult one. That's kind of where things got really difficult there. This rally here was kind of where it happened. After that, it kept going. It didn't really exhaust that move, so that's kind of how it got difficult around that area. So strangely, I didn't actually do this big chart before, and I did it after that happened, and then I saw kind of where we were in the great scheme of things. Although I zoom out, but I wasn't zooming out using this chart. So I made this parallel channel to kind of keep an eye on the bigger picture, which, for day trading, it's not really helpful because you still got to manage, but it's helpful in the sense of, if I'd known that this was coming to the top, I might have sort of cut some of the losses early, let it run, and then added back in later on. So I was holding out based on being close to 4,000. That broke through. that got really difficult there because you know it really just didn't know how far it would go. So kind of that's kind of where it got difficult. Anyway, having said that, we are on the daily here. You can see that we dipped to the negative 200 on the CCI, and we've obviously come off that. So previously, that usually means that we can continue lower for a little bit, but eventually it just kind of goes back up. But here, because we've dipped to the minus 200 near the top of this channel, so you know, previously when we got to the top of the channel and we dipped, we didn't fall so quickly to the lows. We had sort of more room to run down. So strangely, that's really happened very quickly here. And so it puts us in a difficult position as to how to interpret that. If you look on the weekly, you obviously have a different outlook, because the weekly would say on the CCI there's plenty of room to go, and so maybe that's the more reliable signal, and we need to wait how the daily plays out. We may have a little pickup and then further down moves. On the weekly, obviously, this week is a very, very small body, basically like a perfect doji. There's almost no body to that candle, and that's, you know, our third week down. In the previous run, we had a bigger move down, and the third week's been pretty much right under that channel there, and right sort of at the level there, which is the kind of 3900 more or less, 3800, 3900, sort of between those two. And clearly it's the Christmas week, so it's very difficult for this to move. Next week is going to be very, very tiny as well, potentially, or there might be some surprise moves. And then we get into January, and then once sort of price gets back into full liquidity, we'll see what happens then. But certainly there's no Fed until February, you know, FOMC meetings, and that will be, the fundamentals will be lacking in that sense to generate some bigger moves. But if you look at the VIX as well, speaking of fundamentals, expected implied volatility on the VIX, it's had a big dip. I mean, it should have really bounced high, as we can see previously when we hit these lows near the 20s, it tends to bounce higher. But this has not quite done that. It's sort of actually, we're again back to the sort of 20 area. And that's quite disappointing, because I mean, everybody wants to see a commitment, you know, some kind of motivational move that sort of says, well, we're going to really move higher. And it should happen fairly quickly when it does motivate markets to. And, you know, we've seen this kind of move before, though. If you look back in April, we had exactly the same. I mean, these two very much, you know, this one, if I just put a quick, this one, and just sort of, in case you're watching, just kind of right. These are very similar. We had the dip here, you know, and here is about the 20 area, just below the 20. And then we had a sort of zigzag, and then, you know, below. It's almost like the breath before the big jump up. So the big jump up could happen. I'm not saying it wouldn't. And interestingly, that happened near the high as well. You know, if you look at that in April, we're near the high there. So we're coming to the same area there, so between the top and the top channel and the middle channel tops. So that's kind of where, if we break below again, that's going to be very interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that. If you're a short kind of biased S&P 500 kind of trader like me, I've sort of this year it's been all about trading down rather than up, even short term, kind of trading in the direction of the trend, and that's basically what I'm trying to do. So yes, short up moves fine if that makes sense, but trying also to trade down, that gives you the bigger moves. You can get these sort of rallies at the CPI in November, but anyway, that's the essence of it. I sort of kind of covered everything. I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to talk about, and really we've looked at lots of things. The Bollinger Bands, just to add to that, Bollinger Bands are looking like that at the moment. So we've got, essentially, we're at the bottom of that Bollinger Band, and we could push a bit below, but it's not really happened that way. And if I go to the weekly, we were just on the cusp there. Bollinger Band it's not appeared yet. There we go. We're just under the basis there, and that's kind of where we stayed. So bit more work to do in development, but hopefully we're going to see some resolution of that in the new year, because now probably next week is going to be a very short week, so I don't see any kind of bit developments then. So well, anyway, take care and have a great Christmas and happy New Year. If I don't do any other videos, I might do one or two next week, depends on how things go. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.